Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into a fascinating everyday engineering challenge, finding sustainability right in the garden. We're going to look at how a seemingly ordinary piece of trash actually sparked a massive quest for the ultimate gardening tool. If you love seeing how everyday items can be brilliantly repurposed, well, you are absolutely going to love this explainer. Let's get started.
Okay, let's dive right into this. What makes the perfect seedling pot? Now, for an urban gardener, this isn't just a simple throwaway question. It's actually a highly complex engineering challenge. You literally need a container that perfectly balances nature, nurture, and structure. It requires this really delicate environmental balance, and honestly, finding a container that ticks every single box, it's a monumental task.
That brings us to Section 1, the seedling pot dilemma, where we look at repurposing plastic cups. So, our source today is this incredibly detailed log by an urban gardener named Ang, who's been sustainably repurposing plastic drinking cups as seedling pots for months. And to really understand the sheer scale of Ang's quest for this perfect repurposed pot, just look at this number, 951. I mean, wow, this is not some casual weekend hobby. This entry, from July 10th, 2026, is literally part 951 of Ang's Notes on Gardening series. That is a relentless, almost obsessive dedication to finding the perfect sustainable solution. Ang is clearly leaving no stone unturned here. Which leads into Section 2, the foam cup failure, and why champions sometimes fall short. For a long time, EPS-foam cups were basically Enger's reigning champion, and they actually offered two massive benefits. First off, they're highly durable against the everyday wear and tear of an active garden. But crucially, they maintain consistent soil temperatures. You know, when a seedling is just starting out, wild fluctuations in heat can just be disastrous. So that EPS foam insulation, it provided this really safe, temperature-controlled incubator. But there was a fatal flaw. Now, what's really interesting about this is what Eng's notes painfully reveal. Quote, they cannot withstand harsh tropical winds and constantly topple over. And yeah, it doesn't really matter how great your temperature control is if a stiff breeze physically knocks all your hard work right to the ground, right? Their round, lightweight shape made them super top-heavy and incredibly vulnerable, constantly failing the most basic tests of gravity.
Let's move to Section 3, enter the Condo Cup. We've got a brand new contender. Behold, the Condo Cup. It earns this quirky little moniker because its square base physically resembles a condominium building. But here is the really fascinating part. This isn't a drinking cup at all. In neighboring countries, this specific design is heavily used for instant noodles and snacks. So it's a completely different category of trash that's suddenly being repurposed for a brand new botanical mission.
Let's look at this comparison and see how this builds up. The physics here are simple, but they are an absolute game changer. Our old friend, the round EPS foam cup, it catches the wind and rolls. It's just physically unstable in harsh conditions, but the Condo Cup's square foundation makes it structurally stable. I mean, it's literally built like a building. It sits flat, it stays put, and it directly counters the exact weakness that was plaguing those foam cups. And beyond just not tipping over, the Condo Cup brings these incredible accidental benefits. Because it was originally manufactured to hold boiling hot water for instant noodles, it naturally features fantastic insulation and heat resistance. So it completely mimics the temperature consistency of the foam cup, but heavily upgrades the structural stability. Honestly, it seems like an absolute perfect match. But, wait for it, Section 4, one transparent problem. A major design flaw. So, just as Ang was preparing to crown a brand new champion, a massive caveat emerged: transparency. This single, seemingly minor design choice by the noodle manufacturers could completely ruin the Condo Cup's chances of being the ultimate, affordable alternative. So the crucial point here is that this single manufacturing choice is a total deal breaker. Transparent plastic allows light directly into the root zone, and as any experienced grower out there knows, that light exposure actively harms root formation. For the Condo Cup to be the true holy grail, Ang notes that it would absolutely have to be manufactured in black plastic. That way, it would block the light entirely and give those delicate roots the total darkness they require to thrive. So close, yet so far. Ang's 951-part quest leaves us tantalizingly close to perfection, hindered only by the color of the plastic, but it leaves us with a much bigger question to ponder. Will you ever look at an instant noodle cup the same way again? The next time you finish a snack, take a second to consider if you're just holding a piece of trash, or if you're actually holding an untapped, highly engineered solution for your garden. Thanks for joining me for this explainer. I'll catch you next time.